Ultimize. One of the easiest places to see clutter in our lives is the closet. Closets quietly accumulate clothes year after year. Shirts we haven't worn in a long time, pants that no longer fit, shoes we bought for a specific event and never wore again, jackets that seemed useful at the time. And before long, closets become crowded with items that serve no real purpose. Most people open their closet and see a lot of clothes, but when they actually think about what they wear regularly, the number is surprisingly small. Many people wear the same 10 or 15 items most of the time. The rest simply sit there, taking up space, making it harder to find the clothes you actually like, and creating the illusion that you have more options than you really do. In reality, too many options often create the opposite of freedom. They create confusion. You stand in front of the closet trying to decide what to wear. You move hangers around. You look through piles of clothing, and the process becomes unnecessarily complicated. But when your closet contains only the clothes you truly wear and enjoy, the decision becomes easy. You open the door and immediately see useful choices. That's the goal of decluttering a closet. Not owning fewer clothes for the sake of minimalism, but owning the clothes that actually serve your life. Let's start with a simple question. When was the last time you wore it? This is one of the most powerful questions you can ask when evaluating your clothing. If you haven't worn something in a year, the odds are very high that you won't wear it again. There are exceptions, of course: formal clothing, special event clothing, seasonal items. But most clothing that remains untouched for a year is simply taking up space. It represents a version of your life that no longer exists. Maybe it fit a different job. Maybe it fit a different lifestyle. Maybe it fit a different version of your body, if you know what I mean. But if it no longer serves your life today, it doesn't need to remain in your closet. Another helpful way to evaluate clothing is something I call the comfort test. Ask yourself a simple question. When you wear this item, do you feel good in it? Do you feel comfortable? Do you feel confident? Or do you spend the day adjusting it, pulling at it, or wishing you'd worn something else? Many people keep clothes that technically fit but never feel quite right. Maybe the fabric is uncomfortable. Maybe the style doesn't feel natural. Maybe it looked good in the store, but never quite worked in real life. Those items usually end up sitting in the closet for months or even years. They remain simply because we haven't decided to remove them yet. But once you recognize that certain clothes simply don't serve you anymore, letting them go becomes easier. There's another interesting pattern many people notice when decluttering their closet. They discover duplicates. Multiple shirts that are almost identical, several pairs of pants that serve the same purpose, shoes that look similar but rarely get worn. When you identify duplicates, you can often reduce the number of items significantly without losing any real options. For example, if you own five similar shirts but only wear two of them regularly, the other three are simply occupying space. Removing them doesn't reduce your wardrobe. It simply removes unnecessary repetition. Another challenge people face with clothing is emotional attachment. Sometimes clothes represent memories: a jacket from a vacation, a shirt from a past job, an outfit connected to a particular event. These memories can make it difficult to remove items even when they're no longer useful. But remember something important: the memory's not in the clothing, the memory is in you. Keeping an object is not necessary to preserve the experience. If something truly represents a meaningful moment, you might choose to keep one or two items intentionally. But most clothing that accumulates over time does not serve that purpose. Don't kid yourself. It simply represents indecision. Now, let's talk about a practical method for decluttering a closet. Instead of evaluating every item at once, which can feel overwhelming, start with a simple category. For example, shirts. Take all the shirts in your closet and place them together. Then evaluate them one by one. Do I wear this? Do I like this? Does this serve my life today? Once you finish that category, move to the next. Pants, then jackets, then shoes. Breaking the process into categories keeps the task manageable. And just like the room decluttering method we discussed earlier, visible progress helps build momentum. As your closet becomes simpler, another benefit appears. You begin appreciating the clothes you actually wear. Your favorite items become easier to find. Getting dressed becomes faster. Laundry becomes easier to manage. And your closet becomes a functional space instead of a storage area for unused objects. There's another interesting side effect to decluttering clothing. You become more thoughtful about what you buy in the future. When your closet contains only clothes you genuinely like and wear, adding a new item requires a conscious decision. You ask yourself, does this truly improve my wardrobe? Or is it simply another item that will end up sitting unused? That awareness naturally slows down unnecessary purchases, which connects back to one of the core principles we discussed earlier in this series. Stop buying things you don't need. When you combine that principle with regular decluttering, your closet remains manageable permanently. Instead of overflowing with options you never use, it becomes a collection of items that support your daily life. In the next episode, we're going to talk about something slightly different: digital clutter, emails, files, photos, apps. Even though these items don't take up physical space, they can create the same feeling of chaos and distraction. And just like physical clutter, digital clutter can be simplified with a few straightforward habits. If you're getting any value out of this podcast, go to ultimize.com to receive a free habits building course.